made it back to the city of Paris, and we're very hungry because we haven't had anything to eat. It's 11:20 right now. Our room is not ready. It's gonna be ready around 2-ish is what he said. So we're gonna get some food and then go look at the Notre Dame. Unfortunately, because of the fire years ago, you can't go into Notre Dame, but we're gonna go take a look from a distance and enjoy it. This is our hotel. It's very unassuming. Hotel Victoria Chatelet. It gets good reviews, and it's close to some sites to see, like the Notre Dame and the Louvre. And this, we fell in love with it. It's the, what was it, Josh?
It's the last bar before the end of the world.
The last bar before the end of the world.
Section up front that says like bunkers for anti-zombies.
And I love that monster just breaking over the cities. Yeah, this is.
Drink in this word bubble.
It's pretty cool, actually. I like this theme a lot. There's also a sushi place nearby and a bistro. I mean, there's a lot of bistros.
Bunker anti-zombies. Bunker anti-zombies.
I think this is where we're going to have breakfast today. And there's some seats out front so we can enjoy this nice Paris street. You can see down that way. It looks very French, and that's what I love about it. Our breakfast, which is more like a lunch. Josh got a cafe au lait. And I got you one sugar. I didn't know if you needed more. And you could see the guy trying to remember the word for sugar, so it was like sucre. That's fine. And the reason why I know that is because it's Coca-Cola sans sucre. This is called a Paris breast. And what it is, it's supposed to symbolize the wheels of a race that came from Paris to the city of Brest on bicycles. So it's supposed to be like a bicycle wheel, but it's very traditionally French dessert. I'm not even sure what it tastes like, but we're gonna find out. And then a simple, I was gonna say, not really simple, a chicken, mozzarella, and tomato on ciabatta.
That's it.
All of this was just about 16 euros. Breakfast was good. Josh liked the sandwich more than I did.
It's good no matter what. I just really enjoyed the chicken and mozzarella. And
I liked it, but
the bread is delicious.
Yeah, the bread, the ciabatta was amazing.
No surprise.
Every bread we've had here has been amazing, even if it's just like side bread that comes with your meal. It's amazing. Josh got a cafe au lait. I'm sure it was just pretty typical cafe au lait, but and the Paris breast was really good. I can't place the flavor. I'm really bad about that, but
light.
Yeah, it wasn't
sweet,
like when you look at it, it looks like there's all this frosting in the middle. In America, that frosting would be way over sweet.
This is more like almost like a slightly thicker whipped cream. It was very light. The whole dessert, the whole thing was very light.
It was delicious. It had a great flavor. It was a little messy, but not too hard to eat.
No,
and
not too hard.
The flavors were very good. It was just nice to have something that wasn't super duper sweet.
Yeah, that's true here though a lot, I've noticed. Mm-hmm. Desserts have a little bit of sweetness to them, but they're not American level or even British level.
They're not like if you go to and you have a cupcake with a giant thing of frosting on the top. No. It's not like that.
No.
We're just walking along, and then we came across this incredibly beautiful clock. Wow. It seems to be attached to a church. This is not Notre Dame. This is just some church that we happened to pass by as we were walking. But wow, wonder how old that is. That beautiful clock was attached to the Palace of Justice. I don't know a lot about this. We just came across it.
Like you do.
Exactly, like you do. Just like in London. In Paris, you just walk, and then all of a sudden there's a beautiful monument somewhere. You can go in there too. There's people in a line, but we're not gonna do that. The architecture is stunning, of course. There it is. Wow. It's as gorgeous as everyone says, and all the pictures you've seen don't do it justice. It is too bad that we can't go in it. I think they're trying to get it done, like refurbished and rebuilt by the Olympics in Paris in what, a couple of years, I think. I'm not sure if that's realistic, but they're gonna give it a go. I think if they really work hard on it, they can, but look at that. The detail on it is pretty breathtaking. Let me zoom in a little bit on the like the statuary. mean, look at that. And the statue in front of the big window. And you can see scaffolding back there that they're working on where the fire happened, which got a lot of the roof. There's a band nearby. Sound good, actually. And of course, towards the very top, there are gargoyles guarding. I don't see a hunchback, but I'm sure he's hidden in the background there. But yeah, on each side there are the gargoyles there.
Listen to me while I say, after you've gone and left me crying, you feel sad, you miss the dearest spell you ever had. There come a time, don't you forget it. There come a time when you will regret it. Someday when you feel lonely, your heart will break like mine, and you'll miss me only after you've gone away.
I didn't think we'd run into this. I've seen this in other people's videos, the Shakespeare and Company bookstore. There's people waiting to get in. And there's part of it there. And then they have a little cafe, of course, right next to it as well. I really like the way that this looks. So one neat thing that they have here is just, you know, a place to refill your water. And
That's pretty good water.
yeah, Paris has good water. So I love that. We felt like,
You can tell that symbol, the glass of water.
yeah, exactly, with the person drinking, there wasn't like an X through it saying don't drink it. So yeah, how nice. Since we had no particular plan today, we thought we would hop on the big bus tour. We enjoyed it so much when we were in England. And they also have these nice, they give you headphones when you get on so you can listen to pre-recorded narration. They have commentary in all of these languages, just on different channels. I'm impressed with how they use the space in this old building. So there's the door to our room when you first come in. And then you have a door here, which leads to the toilet. Not the whole bathroom, just the toilet. And one thing I also like is there's a switch here, which turns on this light and some lights inside the room, but then there's also a switch to turn off all the lights so you don't have to walk all the way back. Luggage rack, always nice. Pretty large desk area. Small TV, but that's okay. We're not really gonna watch too much TV. There's the beds. We got two twin beds. Nightstand over here. Phone if we need it. I'm not sure if that's internet or whatever that is down there, but this is the real star. Look at this big window. We've noticed that in Paris and London, they don't have screens, at least the places that we've been. So we do have a real nice view of the street. So there's a more major street over there. You can see all the cars, but this is sort of an offshoot. So it's not gonna be too loud once we close the windows. There's not gonna be too much traffic, but it's full of restaurants and little shops. That's really nice. And then the showers over here. also seems to be pretty typical is there's no like closing door here. So if you shower, rainfall shower, big fan of that. But you know, water tends to splash out. Sink and a bidet, because it's France. I love bidets. We have one at home. You know, the ones you can attach to your toilet, and I've been missing it, so I've been really excited that they have one here. But yeah, that's the room. Pretty simple, but good use of space. But check out this key. And you don't take the key with you. You actually have to drop it off at the desk, and then you'll pick it up again when you come back later. We're in room 26, but it's big, heavy, kind of like very heavy key. When you first handed it to me, I thought, how the heck am I gonna walk around with that in my pocket? Turns out you don't have to. They will give you the key and hold on to the key, which is fine. And they held onto our bags too. We just were reunited with them when we got back. But yeah, this would be a nice place to stay for a couple nights. You can see that there's a metro station right there, so it's real easy to get to. And this is the Chatelet. Ugh, I'm so bad with my French. But now we know which station to go out of when, and to go out of and come back to when we take the metro, because we weren't sure. We had to walk from the station overground following a map, but we did it. And oh, today would be a beautiful day to go driving around in a convertible. This is an exaggeration, but it feels like every 20 feet there's a boulangerie. And there's wonderful looking desserts and sandwiches, apricot tart. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. Wow. We rested a little bit and then decided to walk towards the Moulin Rouge. We're not gonna actually go to the Moulin Rouge like inside. There are shows, but it's like 90 bucks a ticket, or 90 euros a ticket, excuse me. So, but that's not our point. We just kind of want to go see it. Plus there's other things to do in the area, like the Sacre-Coeur, called the Sacred Heart, which we're gonna take a look at. It's very touristy, but we're tourists, and we don't mind that at all. Some observations about the city as we walk through it. It's so vibrant. It has a very different vibe than London does. Not in a bad way, just different. There's a vibe here that is different. And we decided to walk it instead of taking the subway because we want to, kind of see the city. We'll probably take the subway back, but now we're walking kind of in the Montmartre area. Paris is broken up into essentially neighborhoods called arrondissements. I could be pronouncing that wrong. And it's sort of a spiral. It starts in the middle part of the city, that's one, and then it spirals out 2, 3, 4 all the way around. We've noticed quite a few of these sort of tile art, especially near the street signs. I'm not really sure what it's all about, but I like it. And there all seem to be like space faders in them. As with any cosmopolitan city, there's so many different type of foods to choose from. Like we've been focusing on things like the boulangeries and the patisseries because we don't have them back home. I'm sure if I search hard enough, I'd be able to find one. But we've come across Vietnamese food, tacos. I'm not sure if that's, Ethiopian. Burgers, pizza, so many different kinds of food. Yeah, there was an Irish pub. I saw a Canadian pub earlier. Just so much to choose from. We're trying to stick to things that are, somewhat local, although we did have pizza in London, but that was because Josh used to eat there when he was there. But yeah, food has become universal because it's so easy now for people and items to travel around the world. Whereas, probably having a pizza 50, 70, 100 years ago in Paris would be hard to find. Made it to the Moulin Rouge. No giant elephant like in the movie. I think there used to be. I read something about the Moulin Rouge in the sense that it's like, hey, if you come here to go to the Moulin Rouge to take a look at it outside like this, but don't go in because it's too expensive. Go see the shows that are around here if you're looking for like a burlesque type of show. Anyway, I've always wanted to see it, and now I've had my chance. It's very exciting. Not very big as you might think. Like it's really just kind of this storefront here. I mean, yeah, it probably goes back further, but I mean as far as like the size of it, and it's not standalone, it's just, you know, kind of on a storefront. I love the windmill. Inside you can see murals with Can Girls. Here's a mural on the wall that somebody did of Michael Jackson. That's a pretty good likeness, actually. When in France, you have a crepe. We're gonna get a Nutella banana crepe from that place over there. €5. Not bad. And they make them fresh.
I love just watching it.
I know, it's incredible. So they have a few pre-made, so they just throw on there and kind of heat up again. Otherwise, it'll take too long. We're near the Sacre-Coeur. It's a very touristy area, so there's lots of little restaurants and shops here to cater to that demographic of tourists like we are. Oh my. I'm not the hugest crepe fan, but every so often it's nice. We've gotten them in Disney World before, but it's the first time to get one in Paris. And they're only €5, which isn't too bad. There's the finished product. They always wrap them in these, they look like newspapers, of course, because newspapers are not as easy to come by anymore. But, yeah, I had a bite. It was delicious. Makes a huge difference when it's fresh like that. What do you think, Josh?
We said it every time. Simple, but high quality.
Yeah.
You get good food.
The crepes are so simple. All right, I'm gonna tear more into this. You have to walk up and up and up and up and up to get to where we are, but look at that view of the city. My goodness. And lots of people up here. Whoa. I didn't realize we'd gone up that far. That's worth it. That whole view. Another view from the city up here. Pretty amazing. If you hear barking, it's because there's a dog run over to my right where there's a whole bunch of dogs running around. There it is. We have achieved the goal of the Sacre-Coeur. Wow, that is pretty. I think you have to pay to go inside. We're not going to do that, but we do want to walk around the grounds because they're still just as beautiful. And I heard from watching videos about people, because I do a lot of research on YouTube and websites before I come here, that if you go around to the back, it's less busy and just as pretty. So we're going to make our way around, but I did want to get to the front first, get a great view of this. And then, of course, the opposite view, whoops, that's the sky, is the city down there. And everywhere you look, it's just gorgeous. These are the stairs that you can walk up to here in a different way, but lots of places for people to sit, so you can just enjoy the view of the city. Interestingly enough, you can't see the Eiffel Tower from here. I bet if we moved down more, we could. I think it's over that way. I could be completely wrong about that. Josh is going to give some narration as to what this is.
So it is a Roman Catholic church and minor basilica here in Paris. It's dedicated to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Ground was broken on it in 1875 and it was completed in 1914. So
we were just mentioning it's not even that old in comparison to a lot of other things.
It's located at the summit of the Butte Montmartre.
Sure
the
is.
Highest point in the city, popular landmark, and second most visited monument in the city itself.
Ooh, puppy. Yeah, second most visited. That makes sense. Oh, after the Eiffel Tower, of course.
Sure.
We heard on the bus today the Eiffel Tower is the #1
most visited public monument.
Visited public, like paid to get into public monument in the world.
But once you take into consideration all those little specifics.
In this, and you can hear the bells tolling up there. It's 6 o'clock here, but the bells have rung more than 6 times. But yeah, this is the back where it's less busy, and you still get beautiful views. And there's supposedly a garden around here somewhere. We'll go look for it. Maybe over there. This is why it's worth doing research. If you come here, like, you can hear yourself think. The Sacre-Coeur is still behind you, and you can hear it, and if the bells are going, it's just as beautiful. But then you also have this gorgeous garden that I would not have had any idea was here if I hadn't read about it. Look at this kind of pathway with these arches. And there's more garden too. You can see down there, there's like a path. You can walk down that way, but I want to go this way because I like walking through archways like this.
It takes years to get to this point.
I really love how there's just water available practically everywhere. It's wonderful. It's just about 7 o'clock at night. The weather is beautiful. Sun's still out. Again, more little shops near the Sacre-Coeur and little restaurants. We didn't take any stairs up, but because we took like steep hills, we are taking stairs down. Wow, you can see them go on and on and on to get back down. Paris is a lot of things, but inexpensive is not one of them. This is 36 meters squared, which is about 387, almost 400 square feet for this apartment, and it is 367,500 euros to purchase. And here we are at the opera house that inspired the Phantom of the Opera story. We came by here when we were doing the big bus tour, but I wanted to get a closer look. And one thing they told us on the big bus tour is if you look down the avenue here that leads up to it, there are no trees because the architect insisted that nobody's view of it was obscured. And he also included a chandelier in it, even though the chandelier blocked people's view, or some seats' view of the stage. But that's what he wanted, so that's what he did. It didn't matter to him that it blocked people's view. And there was one point where one of the counterweights did fall and kill one of the theater goers, or the opera house goers, and that inspired a scene in the Phantom of the Opera book where the chandelier falls. But this is another beautiful building. They're everywhere here. Everywhere you look, there's a beautiful historic building. Most of the time they're a church. A lot of money spent on churches, but an opera house is gorgeous. I mean, look at the statuary here. So incredible. And this is just, you know, out somebody's window. Here's a better view at a distance, just from across the street. Beautiful gold-colored statuary at the top. Busts along the row there. And you can see there's a person playing guitar and what looks like a tour group. And then of course steps that people just hang out and sit on, have a meal, or just rest. Decided to stop for some dinner at this cafe. I got the chicken Caesar salad. It's very good. I only had a bite.
I'm
Josh
still
got the
confused by this though.
ham and cheese omelet. Yeah, exactly. That comes with a salad. Everything seems to come with a salad.
That's true.
And then Josh got tap water. I got a soda. Yeah, and he's coming back with bread. The bread's always been amazing here every time we've had it. That is going to do it for us today. We did a lot of walking. Well, I mean, this whole trip we've done a lot of walking, but today we were expecting maybe to take the metro back to our hotel, but we just ended up continuing to walk. And, you know, like we walked to the opera house and then watched from there. We're like, well, it's only 30 more minutes to walk. Let's just go from that point. And then we stopped for some food, and it's real nice. Like, I love walking through cities like this because you get to see the bistros and you get to see the people. And we walked through some areas that were popular tourist attractions, and there were people everywhere. And we walked through other areas that were not that touristy and looks like more locals. So you really get to see the character of a city when you walk through it, rather than going through it on the underground. But yeah, it's been a long day. It's almost 9 o'clock and it's still light out. It's not supposed to do, the sun's not supposed to go down for another 10 minutes or so. And tomorrow we have the Louvre, and we have a bike tour and a river cruise tomorrow evening. And in between there, we have to do our tests, our COVID-19 tests to return back to the United States. It's the only tests we had to do, and it's to go back home. Thank you for joining us on our second day in Paris. See you in the next video.